Recorded Books and RB Digital present The Road to Camelot, Inside JFK's 5-Year Campaign, by Thomas Oliphant and Curtis Wilkie. Narrated by L.J. Ganser. Chapter 1. The Spark. Senator Lyndon B. Johnson's heart attack hit him on July 2, 1955, while he was visiting a businessman friend and benefactor in the Virginia horse and estate country west of Washington. President Dwight D. Eisenhower's came barely 10 weeks later, on a late September evening, while he was visiting his in-laws near Denver. This unprecedented cardiac doubleheader was medically no minor event. Johnson was kept in the U.S. Naval Hospital just outside Washington for 7 weeks and didn't resume his frenetic work schedule until December. Eisenhower remained in Fitzsimmons Army Hospital in nearby Aurora, Colorado, for 7 weeks and wasn't working at his accustomed pace until after the new year. The shock to the country's governance and politics was similarly severe. Eisenhower was felled as he was beginning to gear up for what most observers assumed would be a relatively easy run for re-election in 1956. The war hero and America's 34th president was popular and not without major successes in his first term. Now, suddenly, his future was in doubt. Johnson was a rookie, having become the Senate's majority leader only that January, after the Democratic Party regained control of the Senate in the previous year's elections. But he had been learning the ropes of leadership for nearly 20 years. His dreams of the presidency were only dreams. First, he had a Senate to run. But now his doctors kept him from the work he loved. In the 21st century, it is commonplace for heart patients to be up, active, and working within weeks, often days. This wasn't the case in 1955, when long recuperations predicted long-term disability. In his 40s, and clearly recovering, Johnson was still robust, but doubts about the health of the 65-year-old Eisenhower persisted for months. One man among the millions concerned about Eisenhower's health and future was Joseph Patrick Kennedy, no ordinary man and no ordinary super-rich tycoon. He had been around big-time politics for more than 20 years, and involved in local politics in his native Massachusetts all his life. Holding the loftiest of ambitions for his second son, then a freshman senator with no national standing whatsoever, yet blessed by his family name, wealth, and nearly a decade of political success, Kennedy saw opportunity in Eisenhower's misfortune. Being a man of bold action, often rash, he hatched a plan and set out to make it happen. With the agreement of his son John Fitzgerald and the knowledge of other members of his large family, Kennedy approached Johnson. He knew Johnson well and had supported him financially as he rose to the apex of the Senate. To underline his seriousness, Kennedy enlisted as an emissary one of Washington's most effective lobbyists, Thomas G. Corcoran, comfortably ensconced in his second career after service as one of the important members of Franklin D. Roosevelt's White House staff. Kennedy's message was simple and over-the-top presumptuous. With Eisenhower hospitalized, the architecture of the 1956 election has been changed. You should run for president. I will make sure your campaign never lacks for lavish financing, and my son will be your running mate. There is no evidence that Johnson seriously considered Kennedy's offer, and no plausible argument that he should have. To Corcoran and to Kennedy, Johnson simply said he wasn't interested, that he wasn't running. There is also no evidence that Kennedy and his son did anything more than let the matter drop quietly, though, according to Corcoran, there was an outburst from younger brother Robert Francis, still evolving as a young adult but already known for his temper and grudges, over Johnson's quick dismissal of his father's overture. Nevertheless, the episode reverberated, though not in the way Joseph Kennedy had intended. It represented a spark. The first time national office was the subject of something other than formless ambition and hope and talk, and it ignited a 5-year quest that culminated in Jack Kennedy's transformative election as the country's 35th president
Sample complete. Ready to continue?